Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining this next session of the Insights Tech Showcase. I'm here with Steve from Lucy. Before I hand it over to you, just quick note to put any and all of your questions in that Q&A box. We will get to those all at the end. And if you have any chit chat as well, you can put that in the chat box. But Steve, I'll go ahead and kick it over to you.
Hey everybody, happy Friday. I'm Steve with Lucy AI. I'm excited to share a little bit more about what we do here. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Cool. Like I mentioned, I'm Steve. My team builds the software here at Lucy. We spend our days looking for ways to apply AI to solve problems. So we're always out there, um, sort of observing that cutting edge of technology and looking for new tools and uh, new ways to apply them to help people out, either finding knowledge that they're looking for, saving them time, or making new connections at big companies. So I've been in product for about 12 years, split between enterprise technology at Microsoft and consumer experiences, founding startups of my own. And here at Lucy, we like to start with why do we do what we do? And what we're here to do is we're here to amaze, delight, and empower people through knowledge. We believe in software's ability to lift people up and to teach them things that they didn't know existed, to save time, to help them do their jobs, make connections with people, and teach them things that they didn't know existed. Lucy is all about connecting people and knowledge. So if your company has more than 0 or more people working there, finding what you're looking for is a daily chore. What if you could know what you already know about a topic? What if you could know what your company knows about a topic? Or who should you reach out to answer a question? Lucy is your universal search for work, and she's so much more than that too. As I mentioned, really finding what you're looking for is a daily chore, and it's about more than typing into a search box and hoping that the right result comes up at the top. We look at search as a holistic journey of, rather than finding you documents, we're looking for answers. And we want to solve problems along that search journey to save you time, but also to empower your employees to be more efficient, more successful, to increase the ROI of the content that you already wrote about a given topic. Now, before I get into demo, I wanted to share a little bit about the behind the scenes of how all of this gets done. Designing an enterprise answer engine takes principles. And so I'm going to share with you what ours are today. The first one, like I mentioned, is more to life than the blue link. Your search journey doesn't end when you download a 100-slide PowerPoint deck. And so at Lucy, we believe in answers, not documents. We think that that search journey starts with, where do I look? And it ends with, I found the answer. I'm going to take action on this. We want to prioritize your content and the people who wrote it. So with the latest generation of our interface, the system navigation, the user experience, the Chrome of all of the buttons and interactions, and even the GPT are secondary to the answer that you're looking for. We believe in that technology is here to empower people, not the other way around. So you're going to see that the content that your people authored takes priority over the software, over the AI. And we're so lucky to serve customers like you that we're not going to take that for granted. So we're going to maximize the output of every input. We also believe in any file type, any source. So you heard me talk about the blue link, right? maybe downloading a 100-page document isn't the best way to find the answer to your question. Well, on the other end of that search journey, which search box do I type in to get the right result? We believe that any file type, any source, means that you have one place to look, and that is Lucy. Lucy's going to be able to find the answer regardless of where that came from. Next up, we celebrate the subject matter expert. So the people that know everything, the people that spend all day answering questions, are the rock stars of your organization. And Lucy's here to amplify their outputs and to ensure that they're empowered and they're heard and they're celebrated within your team. Of course, we have the privilege of serving great customers like you. And so everything has to uphold to enterprise grade security. We treat customer data with the highest integrity at every level. We don't store a single byte of information that is needed to enable search, and everything is encrypted and secured and reported to all of the latest and cutting edge standards in the enterprise. But just because we have that enterprise grade mindset doesn't mean that we're going to give up on what users need. We believe that Lucy is a tool that should uphold to consumer grade user experience. Lucy should be intuitive, accessible, user friendly, and easy to use above all else. We're a tool to empower people at your company, and it is imperative that that empowerment includes all of us. So I'm going to transition over to the demo. And as I do that, oops. Excuse me. This is the fourth generation of Lucy's user experience. It's built on top of modern web standards. And again, we believe in that enterprise grade software and that consumer grade user experience. We think that you should be able to come in and start using Lucy without any training at all. Everything should be secure and integral to your company data, but your users should not need to file a support ticket in order to ask a question. So I'm going to go ahead and start by asking Lucy a question. What are purchase factors for plant-based meats? And Lucy's going to search through all of my company's sources, all of the data that exists within my Lucy across SharePoint, my third-party subscriptions, my PowerPoint files, and different reports that people have filed in the past. And you can see that she's bringing back content from my third-party sources like Euromonitor and Insider Intelligence, as well as internal documents from SharePoint and other sources that I have connected. All of this content gets instantly aggregated across all of those different file types and sources, and the right answer is brought up and ranked at the top compared to all of the other answers available to my company. I can give Lucy feedback by hitting these simple thumbs up and thumbs down. Again, just the way that you would expect from a consumer technology. And this is all the training that Lucy needs to get smarter and better understand your company's data. I can take this answer, open it up, and I can explore that topic further by taking a look at related questions. So here Lucy is using generative AI to help me continue my search journey and ask a question such as, what are some examples of alternate materials used in ethical living and daily routines? I can share this with a coworker and bring in some expertise if I want to get a little bit more information. I can also save it for later so I can come back and read this report. If I go ahead and ask a different question, maybe continuing that journey, how is inflation impacting shopping behaviors? You can see that I've asked this question in the past, and Lucy automatically suggests and autofills that content to make it easier to continue that search that I was doing earlier. If I open up this second answer, I can see that one of my coworkers added some additional context to this question. So here, Mary Beth, a member of my team, is reaching out to Scott, another person on my team, to point out a specific part. And as I hover over this, that highlight is going to carry through in the answer itself and draw some attention to a specific insight within a larger report. Another thing that Lucy can do is she can search more than just plain text documents. So here I can ask, is Chipotle considered fast casual? And you can see that, again, it's aggregating insights across all of my different sources, such as insider intelligence, SharePoint. But here, one of the pieces of information found in SharePoint is a video file. And here I have a focus group study that's talking about focus group about Chipotle. And this is talking about how people consider that food and whether it's considered fast casual. And so at the same time, I'm getting sort of that published public knowledge. I've got my internal reporting, and now I've got what my customers are telling me about a given topic all in one place, all with one search. And you could imagine maybe I would alternatively ask an SME and waste their time answering the same question that they've answered before. Instead, I'm asking Lucy, and I'm getting a wide variety of information that answers my question directly. In addition to that, again, prioritizing the answers that exist within my company and the availability of that content, I can also just chat with Lucy. So you can see that as I scroll up here, there's that helpful chat interface that allows me to just have a conversation. And you can see that as I'm asking these questions, Lucy is taking the content that she reads about this topic and contextualizing it with the question that I ask. So now, if I'm on the go, if I'm in Teams or Slack, I can simply have a conversation with the AI and have that reference the documents that are known to my company in a way that is secured and limited to the answers that she is reading. Obviously, a lot of my topics have to do with food. You can see that there's something on my mind. But maybe I don't have a question. Maybe I just want to explore my company data. And we have that ability too. And that's called Discover. So if I go over to Discover, you can see there are a couple of sections. One is, what topics am I interested in? Based in my search history, my department, the signals that exist within the system, Lucy's going to suggest new content that's available to me. Imagine my TikTok feed from my company's data. If I continue to scroll down, what did my team find valuable inside of Lucy? Here you can see that my coworker saved this answer for later. Maybe why not take a look at that? And I'm going to save this insider intelligence report as well and take a look at that later. And then last but not least, we have the ability to feature sources and topics. So here is the latest content across all of my internal reports. You can see that here's a bunch of different content in SharePoint. And what is the latest things that my team is publishing internally? So wrapping up the demonstration of Lucy, Lucy's this amazing tool that allows you to discover content within your company, to increase the ROI of all the information that's already been written, and save people time, and really increase the search, add the ability to search universally across all of your company's knowledge in one box, in one place, with generative ability, as well as citing the sources that your company has already prioritized and counted as valuable. Lucy is an amazing tool that will save your company time, teach your people things that they did not know, and it will make new human connections. across departments. Every single feature of Lucy is designed to prioritize your knowledge and the people who wrote it. And with Lucy, your company can make decisions faster. You can increase the ROI of your subscriptions and the content that you're paying for, and you can empower your employees to reach higher. With that, I'm going to transition over to Q&A and open it up to the floor to see if anyone has any questions about our tool.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Steve. That was great. You did a very thorough job there, and also congratulations on the fourth generation of the answer engine. Very
Thank you.
exciting stuff. So yeah, we have a few minutes for questions here. There's already a couple, and if anyone else has more, just feel free to pop them in that Q&A box. From Larissa, she said, "What types of sources can you connect?"
That's a great question, Larissa. Thanks for asking. So Lucy is built to connect to any different file type and any different source, but we offer a wide range of sources off the shelf that make sense to the corporate enterprise. And so for when you buy Lucy, when you get started, we offer connectors to all of that first-party data, wherever it lives in a file share or repository. Oftentimes you stored your data in SharePoint or Google Drive or Dropbox or Box. But we can even connect to file servers and S3 and sort of more technical file sharing services. And Lucy's going to be able to find data within any of those sources that hold files. But then also off the shelf, we offer subscription connectors. So for example, if you have a subscription to Insider Intelligence or Mintel or Euromonitor or Hartman Group, we have a wide range of API connectors built out where you simply provide essentially credentials in order to connect to that content, and Lucy's going to make that available for search off the shelf, included in your subscription.
Wow, that's great. Thanks for answering that. Sounds like the answer to that question is just basically anything you want. So that's always good to hear.
We strive to make it truly universal, right, Kara? Like I think one of the things that we talk about here is we don't want you to have to look under all of these different rocks
Yeah.
you just have a question. You want to find the answer. And oftentimes there's so many different tools in the enterprise and in big companies, it's hard to know where to start. And
Yeah,
with Lucy,
yeah,
you can just start with Lucy.
absolutely. That sounds good to me. Gosh, that's amazing. Another question here from Florence, and it looks like Mary Beth responded via chat, but just because this will be recorded on demand, I'll have you answer it aloud as well. So Florence said, "Will Lucy synthesize a summarized response across the multiple individual results apart from bringing up the list of artifacts?"
Yes. So as I showed during my demo, we have that chat experience that's up above here, right? So as Lucy's bringing back those artifacts and those pages, what we refer to as answers of content that was already written for your organization, she's also synthesizing this response, right? So as you can see, obviously, of course, we believe in ethical AI. We label it as machine-generated answer, but Lucy's taking those answers and she's creating a summary as it relates to my question. So she's synthesizing that response in real time on the fly based on what I have access to and the individual sources that I'm looking at for this given query.
Yeah, that's amazing. So more of a general question here. I'm sure you get this one a lot, but if you're working with somebody who's a global company, does Lucy speak other languages?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Lucy supports translation because we work with large companies that have multi-dimensional teams. And when we talk about connecting to any different file type and any different source, oftentimes those sources might be written in the employee's native language. If they're a company that's based in Europe, they're going to have several different languages that they use day in and day out for their business. And just because answer is written in a different language does not mean that it's less valuable. And so we have a translation service, and effectively what it does is Lucy reads and understands um, all of those different languages, and she's going to be able to bring back the best answer regardless of what source language it is. And then just similar to what you would have in a LinkedIn type of experience, if the language of the answer is different than your language, it automatically has that show translate capability. And so you can see the translated text right there in line in the platform, right next to the original content. So you can compare those two right on the spot.
Amazing. That's great. Good to know. And I'm sure this is a question that you're getting really, really sick of hearing and answering, but is Lucy's chat different from ChatGPT?
Yeah, it's a really important question, and I never get tired of answering it. So ChatGPT is this amazing tool that does a great job at telling stories. Lucy is about finding the answer that is already written, that you paid for, the research that you commissioned, the SME that already answered this question in the past, the human vetted true knowledge that exists within your company. As while Lucy has generative capability, the ability to contextualize that answer and make it easier to read, it's about your content and your company and the people who wrote it. And we believe in that human power. We want to connect knowledge at your company and the people who wrote it. And so all of our functionality and all of our features work without any GPT functionality because, again, we believe in that human power and enabling people through the content that already exists in their company is so much more valuable than telling a story.
Yeah, that's amazing. So a big difference there, and I'm glad to hear that. I know ChatGPT is great, but it's not always foolproof. I think we've all experienced that if we've used it before. It's a little off sometimes. So glad to hear that there's that human element still. And Lucy. And for an organization that's thinking about bringing Lucy on, what do they need to do to prepare to get their data organized and kind of get their ducks in a row?
That's a great question. So, one of the things that we help people with during the onboarding process is as we call it, is a persona session. And so what we do is we help walk you through understanding your employees' knowledge needs at your company. And that identifies the sources that they're going to want to have access to, as well as helps define success. And what does it mean to find knowledge and to connect people at your team? And so with that, Lucy will be prepared to connect to those right sources and right elements, and your team will have the information that you need in order to deploy an effective knowledge management solution at your company.
Awesome. Well, last quick question here before we wrap up. I know this is kind of another buzzwordy question, but is there a difference, or can you explain the difference between what Lucy is and how Microsoft is implementing with Copilot?
Yeah, that's another great question. And Microsoft um, has spent a lot of money putting Copilot in front of every single Microsoft product and capability. And we're very excited to see what that does. Copilot, like ChatGPT, is is built on the concept of ChatGPT, and it's made to assist you in writing, to be your helper as you're authoring new content. And again, leveraging that storytelling capability of GPT. What it doesn't do is it doesn't do search. It doesn't look at the content that was already written, except to contextualize what to write next.
Mm.
And so, one of the things that we're very excited about partnering with Microsoft is how do we fill in that gap in Copilot's capability? Because Lucy has this amazing ability to find the right answer across all of your company's knowledge. And what we can do with an integration with Copilot is inform your Copilot so that when it's helping you write things, it's informed by the right information and reporting and insights and knowledge that your company already knows about that topic. And so we are obviously integrated with all of Microsoft systems, including SharePoint and Copilot and all of the different tools that you use day in and day out, in both in Office and in your home life. And our integration with Microsoft is here to enable those tools to become more valuable. And we believe that our ability to inform Copilot creates a dream team of having your insights and your knowledge, and then Copilot's ability to tell stories.
Yeah, amazing. That's so cool that they can work together like that. All right. Well, thank you so much, Steve. We're at the end, a couple more minutes until our next session here. So thanks everybody for joining. Thank you so much for your time and for this super helpful demo. It's really great to learn more. And we'll see everybody at the next session. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Kara. Thank you all for joining today.
Thanks.
So nice to see you all.
Bye.